Andy Slavitt now, a White House senior advisor for COVID response. Andy, thank you. Before we get to the teacher vaccination question, this South Africa variant keeps getting more worrisome. Pfizer just announcing that the variant could significantly reduce its vaccine's protection. The question now, what does the administration's plan look like if this variant starts to take hold here in the United States, as so many believe it may?
Well, thanks for having me, Shep. Well, look, there's no question that there are variants that are coming, that are making their way here into the U.S., some a little bit more quickly than others. I think the news on the vaccines has been, on the vaccine front on variants, has been, I'd say, measured positive. On the one hand, the B117, which is the UK vaccine, the one that's here in more abundance, we've got a high degree of confidence that both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines work well. But both Pfizer and Moderna are, as well as the other vaccine candidate manufacturers, are working on a plan to continually update the vaccine should there be mutations that they don't perform well on. Now, what's interesting about the South African data is it sort of depends on how you read it, but the way the scientists have explained it to me is that it is less effective but still above the threshold. So what does that mean? And when I ask what does that mean, they basically say there's a threshold at which the vaccine has to surpass in order to work. And these vaccines appear to work above the threshold. So while it's less, people are feeling pretty good that the vaccines are responding and creating antibodies, although not as many. So will it require an amendment? That we don't know. But I think that's a pretty good sign, at least to me, fearing that it could have been worse than that.
Everyone learning as we go, Andy. There's no doubt about that. Back to teachers now. So much back and forth and clarifying. I know it's complicated. The administration says vaccinating teachers is a priority, but it's the states that are making the decisions as to who gets the first shot, as the vice president just said. So does the president have a plan to request or make governors move teachers up on the list?
So you want really another voice from the administration on this topic, don't you? Look, I
like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Let me say this. First of all, if this were easy, it'd be done. Secondly, everyone wants some certainty. Yes, this is safe. No, this isn't safe. When really what we're dealing with is making schools safer and less risky. So we're focused on how do we get kids and teachers back to school, not whether we should, but how. And that's what I think the CDC plan laid out, which is if you do these things, you make schools safer and safer and safer. Now, what they've said is that you can open up schools with a number of things going, even if you haven't vaccinated teachers. And I think that's an important statement. That's what the scientists say. And as a non-scientist from the White House, not making scientific fact, but trying to follow the science and making policy, that's important to know. Now, in terms of the next question you ask, which is how do we help make sure that teachers get vaccinated? Teachers are prioritized, as you said, in 25, now I think it's 27 states, but so are other groups as well. So are people in nursing homes, so are other frontline workers, so are seniors. And for the next number of weeks at least, we're going to have a shortage situation. And everybody who's prioritized isn't going to be vaccinated. People know that by now, and it's important that we level with people and not pretend like it's otherwise. And so governors have very difficult decisions to make. I've talked with a number of governors who, they all have difficult decisions to make. And so for someone to say that it's easy to decide between teachers and people who are in congregate care settings or nursing homes, these are difficult decisions. We try to support them with the science the best we can, but until the shortage is resolved, we're going to still have these challenges.
I didn't hear anybody say it's easy, but I feel you. Andy Slavitt at the White House, thank you so much. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.